Hello everyone, welcome back to Texas Guy Movie Reviews. Sorry, it's been a while, but I've had some things happen in my life, and so now I'm able to get back on for the moment. So this episode is going to be a little different. I'm going to be talking about, as the title says, 10 movies that let me down, as in I had kind of high hopes for them, and then they were just not even worth the damn time. Just not even worth it. So, without further ado, let's start off with number 10, because the only reason why I'm starting off at 10 is because the ones that are on the higher end of the numbers, they're bad, but they're not as bad as number 3, 1, 2, and 3. Those are especially one of them, but we'll get to that. So at number 10, Uncle Peckerhead. Man, that movie had potential, and I guess they just didn't have the budget, because the makeup was decent, but it wasn't, nothing special. And they also did not do a title drop with this movie. Not once. I watched this movie 4 times in a row, just thinking I missed it. No, we didn't get no title drop of someone saying, "Hey, it's Uncle Peckerhead" or some shit like that. So, anyways, let's get with the next one. Number 9 is Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, which, to be honest, after the first one, the second one was okay, but there is some flaws with that movie. I watched it a few months back, and it wasn't what I remembered. It's not bad, it's not great either. But anyways, Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and it's not that great. And they just didn't really have anything of interest. It was just the same old gags and shit. So I really wasn't into that movie. So, movies that let me down, number 8. And this one might cause some chaos in the kaiju community, because I fucking hate this movie. It is Cloverfield. This movie let me down so hard. First off, I'm okay with found footage movies, but then there's some of them that are absolute garbage. And this one wasn't that bad, except for, the main complaint that some people have is, there wasn't enough monster action in it, for one, for me. For two, when you show the monster and then, only for like a couple seconds and then cut away during the action scene, yeah, sure, you have to have, human scenes in with the monster scenes, right? But not to the point of where, as just like the main complaint with Godzilla 2014, where there's not that much Godzilla screen time, which is true. I do feel that way. It's not a bad movie. It doesn't make it a bad movie. It just kind of rubs people the wrong way whenever they go to see a fucking monster movie and there's barely any monster in it. And then you got all this fucking other bullshit going on that shouldn't even be going on. You should have, your A plot, your B plot, and a little bit of a C plot. There you go. You don't need to fucking be cutting away from the monsters when they're sitting there fighting. It's kind of crap, but whatever. So at number 7 is Battleship. Now, I understand they didn't, is a movie made from a board game. But come on, man, could you have something like, that kind of resembles a fucking game? The alien plot, being that I watch Godzilla movies, especially the Showa, all the time, the alien plot gets fucking old, okay? And as much as I love Godzilla, yes, the alien plot gets old. So, they should have done something else with it. They shouldn't have even made it if they went this route, but whatever. It exists. I've watched it twice. Can't say that it's a favorite of mine because it's not. Okay, so here's another one that probably a lot of kaiju fans will not like, which they might like, but at number 6, the X from Outer Space. Jiminy fucking Christmas. I would rather watch Cloverfield over this movie because this movie is just dead ass boring. I'm not even kidding. Like the first 5 minutes, because I watched it when I was a kid and I was okay with it then. I'm not okay with it now. Like, I tried to watch it on Tubi a while back and I fell asleep the first 5 minutes of the whole movie. The only time I woke up to realize that I fell asleep during, the movie is when the monster finally came and they were sitting there, attacking the monster with planes and stuff, and that's what woke me up was, the explosions. So, yeah, fuck that movie. It can go to hell. Number 5. And some people may have heard it, some people may have not have heard about this movie. It's called Ape. It is a King Kong, straight up King Kong ripoff. But it's garbage. Like, you don't even attempt. If you want, now, if you're curious, I will tell you to go to Brandon Tenold's page, channel, and look it up there, because it would be better watching it there than it would actually be watching the fucking movie. And I'm not kidding. That movie's garbage. Like, there's this one scene, I don't care about spoiling shit. There's this one scene that the ape literally pulls this live snake. It's a real fucking snake. It's alive, right? He grabs the snake off, and he don't even fight with it or nothing like that. He just grabs it from the tree, pulls it from the tree, and then throws it. And then it hits the camera, and guess what? They keep the scene. It really, the snake hits the camera moves, and they keep the scene. It's fucking bullshit. I'm not even kidding. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking stupid. Okay, so movies that let me down, number 4. Now this might cause an uproar, but you know what? I don't give a shit. This movie let me down probably harder, almost as hard as number 1 and number 2. The original Friday the 13th. I cannot fucking stand this movie. Like, when I went in to this movie, okay, I hadn't even started any of the movies, right? And for years I had heard from my friends, oh man, you should watch the Friday the 13th series, but you have to start off on the first one, blah blah. So when I finally did, it royally fucking pissed me off. I understand the concept, and I understand everything about the movie. I just don't like the ending. I just don't like that it wasn't fucking Jason sitting there killing people, because that's what I was led to fucking believe. When you haven't watched any of it, and somebody that has, and all they do is talk about Jason, and then you go and say, okay, well, I want to watch the first movie, and then you go in there and you find out he's not even in that fucking movie killing people. It kind of pissed me off, like, really bad. So anyways, let's get with the third movie. Okay, movies that let me down. Number 3, Critters Attack. Oh boy, if you've watched my channel, you already know how I feel about that fucking piece of garbage. So I'm not even gonna sit here and talk forever about it. The only thing I'm gonna say is something that I found out later after I did my last review on it. And the guy who wrote it and all that stuff, I forget his name, but he was like, oh well, I don't know why it flopped, because this isn't the 80s anymore and blah blah blah. Well, guess what? The fucking people, the fans of Critters are from the fucking 80s and the 90s, motherfucker. Are you serious? You couldn't fucking put something in there that was like for us? No. You had to put in this fucking stupid ass bullshit that nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Barely. I didn't. I hate this fucking movie. Anyways, it ran over. Whew. Okay, so, movies that let me down. Number 2. Godzilla 1998. Yeah, buddy. This movie pissed me off too. It didn't really piss me off that bad, but, when Godzilla doesn't look like Godzilla, when he doesn't use atomic breath, and when he gets killed by 12 fucking missiles, it kind of pisses you off. Especially someone, that's been watching Godzilla, from the late 80s. It was almost like a slap in the face, honestly. But, everybody knows about that. So I'm not even going to go down that fucking rabbit hole today. And last but not least, the number 1 movie that let me down is the 1993 Super Mario Brother movie. This movie, oh my god, dude, I had fucking I'd played the game for years. And even the McDonald's marketing back then, they had Super Mario Brothers 3, right? So I don't know if it was just me or whether it was thousands of other kid fans who went to this movie thinking that it was going to be kind of something like Super Mario 3. And we just start watching it and we're like, what the fuck is this garbage? To this day, because I tried when I was a kid, I watched it once and it pissed me off. A couple years later, I watched it again, it still pissed me off. So I was like, fuck that movie, I'm never going to watch it again. And I haven't. Even before this new Super Mario movie that just dropped a while back came out, I didn't even want to watch it because I don't like it. And I really wanted to like it, but I just can't. Anyways, I hope everybody liked it. My next movie review will be, and I know it looks like I already have one, but this is going to be the official Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because there's a lot of hate about this movie, and this movie, I don't understand what the hate is about it. I really don't. It's not like, Halloween level or freaking A Nightmare on Elm Street level or something like that. But it's kind of up there for me, especially for horror movies, because I do watch horror movies, but but only specific ones, and I especially ones that I damn sure don't watch horror movies with certain elements in it. Rape is the number one element. I know, like The Hills Have Eyes 2, the 2000s version. I gave that. I just went and bought this movie, and I was gonna watch it before me and my girlfriend watched it because she'd already seen the first one, and she wanted to see the second one, so I bought it and I watched it before she did. Well, needless to say, I gave the movie up, and you wanna know why? Because I don't like seeing a fucking mutated dude raping some chick with green shit hanging out of his fucking mouth. It's disgusting. So, anyways, enough of all that. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And thank you for everybody who does join and who does watch my content. And I will see you in the next one.